Israel has yet to officially comment on the attack, which is not unusual. Syrian state media accused U.S. and British missiles of being fired during the salvo from Jordan. That appears not to have been the case, however. The Israeli strike may be less about targeting anything in particular than about testing their ability to keep attacking Syria. After the U.S.-led attack on April 13th, there was growing expectation that Russia would limit everyone's ability to strike Syria, including Israel's. Israeli Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman said over the weekend that freedom of action in attacking Syria was vital to Israel and that it would be maintained at any cost. This attack may amount to Israel attacking just to see what reaction, if any, they get from Russia. Russia is in the process of delivering S-300 missiles to Syria, which will greatly enhance their air defense capabilities. In addition to testing reaction, Israel may be also hitting a site they believe will be harder to hit when the S-300s arrive.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports former Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore filed a lawsuit on Monday claiming the women who accused him of sexual assault sought to defame him as part of a political conspiracy. The suit, jointly filed with his wife Kayla Moore, names 3 women who made accusations against Moore, including Lee Korfman, Beverly Young Nelson, and Tina Johnson as defendants, as well as 2 other people. The lawsuit claims Korfman, Nelson, and Johnson were the only women to accuse Moore of improper conduct and did so with the intent of derailing his Senate campaign.
Zencash is an end-to-end encrypted system with zero-knowledge technology over which communications, data, or value can be securely transmitted and stored. Zencash has one of the most distributed node systems of any cryptocurrency. Zencash is a platform for cryptocurrency and communications built by voluntarists for voluntarists, with the ideas of voluntary interaction being written into the white paper no less than half a dozen times. Learn more at zencash.com.
Reuters reports Arizona school teachers vowed to continue their walkout over salaries and school funding on Tuesday as lawmakers considered a proposal advanced by the governor and legislative leaders for ending the latest in a string of statewide protests by U.S. educators. Arizona's strike has kept the vast majority of its 1.1 million school children out of classrooms since teachers walked off the job last Thursday. It follows similar walkouts by teachers in West Virginia, Kentucky, and Oklahoma that marked the first statewide U.S. teacher work stoppages since the 1990s. Thousands of red-clad Arizona teachers flocked to the state capitol in Phoenix for a third day on Monday to press the legislature for greater education spending as lawmakers opened talks on various state budget proposals. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey last week announced a deal with legislative leaders to raise teachers' pay by 20% by 2020, along with $371 million in new funding over the next 5 years for improvement in school infrastructure, new school buses, and upgrades to technology and curriculum. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Seniors thunder into a local high school parking lot like coalition forces entering Baghdad. A substitute teacher just needs to make it to her car before breaking down in tears. And a college freshman tells his roommate there's no need to hide his masturbation from him. And now a week in review that truly requires no introduction. The nation's students announced this week that they have reluctantly agreed to give the American education system yet another chance, saying they hope educators keep their promises of smaller class size, better school supplies, and intensified efforts to raise the country's international math ranking. The nation's students vowed to give the education system one more shot, despite claiming to have been burned many, many times in the past. In other news, a man overcomes alcoholism without the help of Jesus, and an outcast student and a lonely teacher have begun a somewhat endearing sexual relationship. And that was a free lesson in top-shelf journalism. For more news, videos, and reminders of your insignificance, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Computers are online. I'm gonna start loading software.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Call to Freedom.
Broadcasting live from Vertcoin Studios on LRN FM.
You're listening to Will.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say!
And Aria.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our Bit Plus Network satellite.
This is
The Call to Freedom.
All right, let's boot it up.
That's right. Welcome here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. It is our live Wednesday afternoon drive home broadcast from the Vertcoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And I'm joined live via remote today by Miss Chelsea Snyder from the Vora Method and Miss Aria DiMezzo of cryptocurrencycheck.org. How you ladies doing tonight?
Pretty great.
Oh,
yep, good.
I'm so stiff. But I'm ching, and I don't mean it in that way. My neck is.
You said you're so stoned.
I was about to say me too, and then you said that.
Stiff because and that's because I'm not stoned that I'm so stiff. Actually, my back and everything is just like lock up today. Anyway, so it's another beautiful day here in Keene. It is warm. Oh my goodness, you'd think it was the middle of summer. Let's see, what else? Good news, booked my tickets. I will be speaking at the RLC convention at Dar El Farouk Islamic Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota on May the 12th coming up. So get your tickets. It's the Republican Liberty Caucus convention in Minneapolis, Minnesota coming up on May 12th. So get your tickets.
When you said you bought your tickets, how much of that sold did that cost?
I didn't buy tickets. I said go buy tickets. I'm giving the keynote speech.
Gotcha.
I'm giving the keynote.
Oh, how fancy.
Yes. Now here's this. It sounds really funny when you say it out loud. They invited Austin Peterson to give the keynote speech, and he accepted. And then when he found out that it was at Dar El Farouk, he declined. And then they called me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go then.
Well, when they told him it was going to be at a mosque, he was like, all right, cool, whatever. And
so
then,
give me a little background on this particular mosque. What's the deal?
Well, Dar El Farouk, let's see here. It's been in the news. Center. Dar El Farouk Center, Bloomington, Minnesota. There we go. Let's see here. 3 Illinois men charged in Bloomington mosque bombing. So it was bombed. Those 3 crazy guys that we're hearing about that bombed the mosque in Minnesota. This is that mosque. There was a burglary there. FBI linked bombing. Let's see what else. There was something else that happened there. 3 arrested on gun charges. Yeah. All we're really seeing now is the hate crime that was committed there after the other. Why did a former deputy sheriff try to bomb a Minnesota mosque?
But none of that is really a thing that would hurt a political reputation or anything like that. So
yeah,
why,
I know. That's because everything is from March of this year. Nothing is from. Hold on.
But my question being, why would he decline after finding out it's at that particular mosque? Like, is he afraid that it'll get bombed when he's there and he'll die, or what's the deal?
Well, there was a former terror suspect that was kicked out of there. Oh, there we go. Star Tribune. No, I don't care about local golfing. Here we go. Between 20 and 30. Okay, well, let's make sure. A federal grand jury in St. Paul is investigating a group of Somali Americans who are allegedly conspiring to join terrorist fighters in Syria. In June, investigators stopped a Somali teen just before he boarded a plane at the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport, his final destination believed to be Syria. Upwards of a dozen men from the Minnesota Somalia community are thought to have gone to join terrorist organizations. That's, I think 3 or 5 of those were supposed to have come from Dar el Farouk.
Okay, so it's like seen as a terrorist breeding ground or something. I mean, whether or not that is true is not my question. My question is
what
that
it is. It's a mosque. It's full of Somalis. Somalis are they're black.
Pirates.
They're black and they're Muslim. So, like, the Muslim community doesn't really like them, and the non-Muslim community really doesn't like them. So
yeah, that would suck.
That's kind of like it's that whole thing about when you have communities where you have groups of kids that feel like they don't belong there and they're socially ostracized. This happens. If I'm not mistaken, the Christmas bomber, the Christmas tree lighting bomber that happened years ago was supposed to have come from here or something like the one that tried. He was like, no, I don't want to do this. Tried to leave and go work on a fishing boat in Alaska, and the FBI spoiled the job for him so that he would be stuck where he was at so that they could continue to coax him into trying to pull off a fake terrorist attack. That kid, I think, was supposed to have come from this community. So basically all that shows is that the FBI has been able to infiltrate this community fairly deeply, and, that's really it. Woohoo! Because that's what's happening. The feds go into these communities, they find the kid who's, his parents don't pray, he's, barely comes to the mosque himself, he's not really involved. You can tell that he doesn't feel connected to the Muslim community. And then
they find the outcast.
Exactly.
Essentially.
They do. For me, when you look at the tactics that are used both by the FBI and their attempts to create these fake terrorists so that they can be like, oh, we foiled a terrorist attack that wouldn't have existed had we not helped plan it with bombs that we built and delivered. Those things. Or ISIS themselves and these terrorist groups, the recruiting strategies are almost exactly the same. They look for the outcast, give him a reason to feel like he belongs to something, feed him, that kind of feel-good nonsense that he's getting missing from everywhere else, and then get him to do something really stupid on your behalf. It's the same thing that happened with gangs in the 90s.
I mean, that's just literally that's the way that it's done. That's what Hitler did also.
Yeah.
That's just how you convince that that's it,
Yeah.
That's how all cults, that's how all cults do it. I mean, it's just that's how it's done.
Exactly. That's how things are. And we're trying to, what I think is funny is that the American public right now wants to act like this is some special version or form of it. It's not something that we've seen over and over and over again throughout history. Almost like these liberals that are jumping up and down screaming about, oh, the age of Trump, the age of Trump. Like, these bigots literally just fell out of the sky in January of 2017 and weren't shooting at mosques in 2013, because they were. You may not have been paying attention because you were in your Obama-induced stupor. But
that's awesome.
All of these things were happening.
It is so accurate.
Well, I mean, good Lord. If you look at the numbers, since Trump got elected, there's been a 5% increase in hate crimes against Muslims in the first 2 years that he's been in office. In the first 2 years Obama was in office, we went from 60 to 170 hate crimes against Muslims in the same span of time. But you tell me how Trump is horrible for Muslims, and it's
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to SaveItPurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. SaveItPurse.com. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
All right, welcome back to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And, well, we started off, like, originally we were going to talk about Walmart and welfare, and somehow that got onto a discussion about how none of this is really any better or worse than it was 5 years ago. I mean, if we want to be honest about it. And then while I was looking, this thing pops up.
I think things have improved across the board. I mean, not
In some
perfectly,
ways, yeah.
but
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Trump says stupid, hateful things. Woohoo! Who cares?
He makes a lot of hand gestures.
For real, yo. Trump
But-
says mean, hateful things before he drops the bomb on the Afghan hospital. Because, I mean, we were just paying to bomb. We just financed the bombing of a Yemeni wedding. Okay, we were doing, guess what?
Yeah.
We did that for 8 years under Obama.
Exactly. He just said something nice and pretty before he did it.
For real. He said Ramadan Mubarak and Eid Mubarak and held Ramadan iftar dinners at the White House and all of this platitude, SJW nonsense, really, truthfully. It's just platitudes. It's placation. Please continue to vote for me, even though I've not kept a single one of my campaign promises of closing Guantanamo, of ending the targeting of Muslims. As a matter of fact, I invented my own version of it. Here, how do you like it?
Didn't he also
And
say
got
he
a
was gonna roll
Nobel
back the
Peace
drug
Prize
war?
for it.
He did get a Nobel Peace Prize for it. What'd you say, Chelsea?
Didn't he talk about ending the drug war too, or rolling it back?
He did. He talked about it in the drug war and he talked about a
made
lot
it
of
bigger.
things, none of which got done. But there's this immensely short memory on the part of partisans in the political world, which is and it's being exemplified again with Trump as well, as you have conservatives who were yelling about a $1.2 trillion budget under Obama that are now cheering for a $1.4 billion budget under Trump. So like the
What do you mean
budget,
trillion?
the budget went up. There's more debt, but it's okay because there's a guy who says the right things and hates the people we hate that is in office right now. So that makes his debt okay because we're spending that money on things that the Democrats were spending it on. Sometimes raising it, like we're paying more for Planned Parenthood. Trump has undone some of the let's not fund Planned Parenthood. He's undone some of those things that were passed during the Obama administration. So, but trying to act like hate crimes or torture, any of these things were somehow bigger under Obama is literally saying, okay, here's the numbers and the statistics, and here's what I think, and screw the facts. Bigots didn't exist before January 2017.
And neither did that attitude, because it was Trump who ushered in the post-truth era, as they call it.
Yeah.
While they deny truth.
Yeah. Well, here's a little bit of truth for you. This is coming from NBC. So this is a quote-unquote liberal news outlet, MSDNC. And Jeremy Bash says, Gina Haspel is the rare CI director nominee that both parties should love. Confirming the career CIA officer would send exactly the right signal to both the intelligence community and America.
Literally terrifying.
Nearly 16 years ago, as Americans were watching images of the World Trade Center towers collapse and smoke rising from the Pentagon
Oh my
in a
God, did he
Pennsylvania
have
field,
to?
a mid-career CIA officer named Gina Haspel walked into the agency's counterterrorist center, turned
And
on
when
her
she
computer,
farts, stars and stripes shoot out of her ass.
and went to work. Trained in operations, Haspel was respected by her colleagues for being soft-spoken yet direct, confident yet humble, committed to the mission
she
of the
sounds like a
CIA
Call of Duty
in
hero.
those harrowing hours after 9/11, preventing
Oh my
another
God.
catastrophic attack on the United States.
That is the most aggrandizing thing I've ever heard.
Why do you think I'm reading it in this ridiculous voice?
It's amazing.
Haspel is now the nominee to lead the CIA. The first woman to be so nominated. But more important, the first career CIA officer to rise directly to the post since Richard Helms was confirmed 52 years ago. Haspel has served as agency's deputy director for the past year, having previously served in senior roles in the Directorate of Operations and as a chief station in a major Allied capital. During the years after 9/11, she worked on a range of sensitive counterterrorism missions. Quite simply, she's among the most qualified people ever nominated to lead the CIA.
Well, I suppose that depends on your definition of the CIA's mission, doesn't it?
Oh, wait, hold on. In 2007, I was serving as the Democrats' chief counsel to the House Intelligence Committee, and as such was assigned to investigate the destruction of videotapes by the CIA documenting the interrogation of 2 suspected al-Qaeda operatives. We looked at Haspel's role in that decision. She was a serving chief of staff to directors of the CIA operations Jose Rodriguez when the tapes were destroyed in 2005. What we found was that Haspel was not on the videotapes and that she did not make the decision to destroy the tapes. And at the request of Rodriguez, she drafted a brief cable directing CIA officers in the field to destroy the videotapes. So she's not the one that gave the order. She just wrote it down and gave the order.
Yeah, I don't really understand this, like, clarification here.
Yes, like, she's not, it wasn't her idea. She's just the person in charge that told the underlings to do it. She's Smee, and everybody knows that in Peter Pan, Smee is innocent. He's not a guilty party. He doesn't go out of his way to facilitate Captain Hook. He's a victim.
Oh, yeah.
Rodriguez sent the table to the field. Haspel believed Rodriguez had the legal authority. But importantly, Haspel believed that Rodriguez was going to seek the CIA director's permission first. While Rodriguez did have the legal authority, and I believe his intentions were honorable, he wanted to protect the identities of agency personnel who were depicted on the interrogation tapes, not cover up terrorism. Torture. The decision belonged to then CIA Director Peter Goss.
The guy who never heard about any of this until after it happened?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, of course. Later, under President Barack Obama, the Durham investigation expanded to review whether CIA officer had committed any crimes. Durham concluded his tapes of the investigation in 2010 that no laws had been broken. So under Obama, she was let go after being involved directly.
Again, just to clarify, not breaking a law does not mean that you did everything morally correct.
That is correct. But you know, morals are subjective when it comes to government. And, the Democrats only do bad when, can't do bad. Never mind.
Yeah, seriously.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with AgristHosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to AgristHosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's AgristHosting.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at Bitcoin.com. That's Bitcoin.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Crammed into tiny bar stools, cramped diner booths, and filthy cars where moving their limbs is either uncomfortable or impossible, hundreds of thousands of consumers rip apart chicken wings or tear off bites of Heroes and hamburgers every single day, often to the point of bloating, belching, and outright physical pain. Barbecue sauce or hamburger juice will literally dribble down these poor beasts' mouths and onto their shirts, their beards thick with pungent grease. Treated as little more than machines to be stuffed full of smoked pork, marinated chicken, and dry-aged beef, consumers are forced to wait in long lines, often while still fully conscious, before buying their meat and ripping it off the bone with their mouths in plain view of other consumers. The majority of meat consumers are often prodded to ingest vastly more than their bodies can handle thanks to cruel promotions like 25-cent wing nights and family-sized buckets of chicken. Help stop the brutality by visiting.
This is the Onion News Network.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.fm.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.fm.
All right. Welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And I'm wondering, folks, have you had the opportunity to get bought in? Do you want the opportunity to get bought in, but you don't want to spend your whole life reading candle graphs and white papers? Well, let me introduce you to Helium.com. It's a savings accelerator, and it's been powered by Uphold.com. They've designed an algorithm that watches the values between regular old fiats and cryptocurrencies, and then it moves your money when the timing is just right. You see, it's super simple. You just load up your account with a bank card or a crypto wallet, and you just set it and forget it. It's like a crock pot for cryptocurrency. It's completely automatic. Helium, it lets your money move you. So go ahead, sign up at heliumwithane.com. That's HELEUM.com/CTF and get a thank you for being a Call to Freedom listener. So we got started talking about how, if you look at the numbers and truth, things aren't really honestly worse under Trump than they were under Obama. We just don't have a person showering the country with platitudes to give us the inclination that it might be. I mean, to be honest. The first point was that in the first 2 years, Trump's been in office for 2 years. First 2 years of the Trump presidency, there's been a 5% increase in anti-Muslim hate crimes, valid ones, not the 2 weeks worth that weren't real. Literally 2 weeks worth that were just angry Muslim Democrats saying things happened that didn't happen because Trump. I don't know.
Well, because it's cool to be a victim.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. You know,
In
you gotta
2 days, America.
shine
the more
up
victimized you are, the better you are.
You throw on your medal and you shine it up real good. Look, look, my medal shows intersectionality.
And if it doesn't, you can always just wear a safety pin.
Right. Then I remember when safety pins showed that you were hardcore, not that you were a sissy.
I don't remember that.
No, back in the day, like in the 90s, you wore like safety pins in your jacket, and in your ears, or in your eyebrow, or in your septum.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Oh, like a piercing.
Yeah. Well, it meant you were hard because you probably did that in the back of class.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. It was a punk thing, I was in the punk and skater scene in high school. So, yeah, that was my scene. So, anyway, but you've got a 5% uptick in anti-Muslim hate crimes in the first 2 years under Trump. You've got we went from about 60 to 170 in the same 2 years under Obama. So a little more than 5% there, to say the least. More than doubling, if we want to be truthful about it. Almost tripling. But, why should we care about numbers? And then we got this other story here about Gina Haspel. Now, this is from MSDNC. This is your favorite progressive Democrat, pro-Bernie type source. Okay, just so you know, let's make sure we understand. This is not the Daily Caller. This is not Breitbart.com. This is NBC News. Okay? Just so we make sure we're all on the same page. This isn't Fox. This isn't a rant by Sean Hannity. This is your progressive media leader saying, later, under President Barack Obama, the Durham investigation into torture expanded to review whether CIA officers had committed crimes as a part of the agency's program of rendition, detention, and interrogation. Remember, interrogation includes waterboarding. Durham concluded his tapes investigation of 2010 Barack Obama took office in 2009, just in case you guys were foggy on this. In 2010, that no laws had been broken. And in 2012, Obama Attorney General appointee Eric Holder concluded the broader investigation that no CIA official should be prosecuted. According to the author of this story, that was the right decision. The waterboarding of al-Qaeda detainees in 2002 and 2003 is indelibly a part of our nation's past. We can't escape it, but it is not a part of our future. The issue of interrogation is settled. Obama struck the proper balance. His administration, Obama's administration, decided it would be unjust to prosecute CIA officers who were trying to protect the country by committing torture and who believed they were legally authorized to do so. Even if President Donald Trump tried to reverse that policy, such interrogation techniques are now banned by the legislation authored by Senator John McCain, and Haspel has stated in no uncertain terms that she would not approve these activities today, even if the DOJ said that they were legal.
But this is how you get a system where if you don't punish the people who do the wrong things and you just say, oh, don't worry, we're not going to do it again.
Oh, well, wait, though. There's a reason, though.
Does it more.
But there's a reason. Hold on. Democrats and progressives should be encouraged that a nonpartisan professional woman has been nominated to be CIA director. Democrat and Republican senators should welcome Haspel's clear-eyed approach to Russia, her expertise in counterterrorism, and her record of non-political service, and the fact that she is no crony of the president or anyone at the White House. Well,
And you know if she doesn't get
not
nominated,
anymore.
they're gonna
Just
scream
the guy that was that was covering up for torture for her before, and the guy before that also covered up for torture for her. She's, in bed with them, but she's not in bed with the guy that's in office today, so it's coolies, man. She's a girl. She's a girl, yo. If she rips some guy's fingernails out on camera, then maybe, but all we have is the witness testimony of numerous people that she was involved in it off camera. So, those guys, they're enabling maleness.
Yeah, toxic masculinity. That's the problem here.
That's what it is. They hate her because she's a woman. Didn't have anything to do with torture. Libertarians don't like her because she has a vagina. So, stand with her. I'm with her. Chelsea, you have a vagina. You're supposed to. You're allowed to have an opinion on this.
Oh, am I allowed? Oh, that's so kind of you.
Well, I'm not allowed. I don't have one, and since she does and I don't, only you are allowed to have an opinion. So please give it to us.
Only me. All right. Yeah, like I said, this is just how you end up with a corrupt system. If people do things that go past the bounds of morality, even if you didn't previously lay out in your laws, hey, by the way, you're not legally allowed to do this. If people still step beyond the realm of morality, you should either punish them or at minimum dismiss them from your institution. And if you don't, then you get this. This is what you get. You get this perpetuation of these people who do these things, and it's never ending.
All right. Well, that's a great closing for the first hour. When we get back, it's time for Crypto Hour, and we're going to be talking about a couple different things. First of all,
in Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com. Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that tenth of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com. The Shire Free Church offers a sanctuary to those seeking an escape from state churches.
The Shire Free Church is an interfaith, diverse group of people that may not share identical theological beliefs. As a member in or minister of the Shire Free Church, you are a sovereign individual and may be the faith of your choice.
We don't claim to have all of the answers.
We are open to all peaceful people.
We want to learn from each other.
What unifies the Shire Free Church and its diverse members is peace,
love, and liberty. There are many paths to God, one for every individual.
The Shire Free Church does not define a specific path beyond those parameters that must be your foundation.
Peace as your way,
love as your guide,
and liberty as your light.
Learn more at church.shiresociety.com.
That's church.shiresociety.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM, and I am mentally retarded today. Absolutely mentally retarded today. So, yeah. Anyway, we were trying to figure out, I wanted to queue up the we got to figure out, can we just lobby the FCC so that you can use this word on the air?
What word? Well, I guess you can't use it.
Yeah, I can't use it. I don't think I can. I don't think you can use it.
Can you spell bad words on the air?
No, it starts with a D. It's not damn, because I can say damn, but I can't say this. It's Richard, you know.
Okay.
There you go.
I thought we could say that.
You can say Richard.
I feel like people say that all the time on this show.
I don't know. Can you say cock? Just in case
let's
the
hope
answer
so.
is no.
What?
Just in
Don't
case
you
the
have a
answer is
big
no.
cock? A big red cock?
I do. Well, no, I broke my big red cock. It's a coffee cup.
This is better than bukkake.
This is. I used to have when we first started years ago. I had a white coffee cup with a red rooster on the cup, and I got it because I wanted to be able to sit in my house on the air and talk about my big red cock on the air.
That seems like a reasonable reason to purchase such a
and it
coffee
totally
cup, yeah.
be innocent because it's my awesome coffee cup, but it got broken in the move, and I can't find another one that's not like $30. I'm just like, I'm not spending that much money on a coffee cup. You got me.
Yeah, I thought cock was closer to $20.
Depends on what breed you're looking for.
Whoa, man, this got so derailed. What are we talking about again?
Well, we were talking about how the CIA is, well, basically, this guy says that Democrats and progressives should support Gina Haspel and just ignore her torture record because she's a girl. And because, we hate the white heteropatriarchy, but sometimes you just find yourself sucking on a white Richard. There we go.
Yeah, and
I think I can do that and get away with it.
Yeah, white. That's actually pretty clever. Actually,
you find yourself but sometimes you just love sucking on a white Richard. So we're gonna destroy the white heteropatriarchy by promoting a woman to a position of power after she tortured brown people without charge or trial. So a white lady too. So, yeah.
And this is the perpetuation of the issue, which I hate, of the difference, which people don't notice, between morality and legality. Everybody always loves to say, oh, but you can't do that because it's illegal. No. If I do this, then I will get put in like a prison for like basically no reason at all. That doesn't mean that it's immoral or that I shouldn't do it. Like that's not how it works, right?
Oh my God.
I hate when people say that so much. Oh, you can't do it. You shouldn't do that because it's illegal. Nope. No. They're not the same thing.
Here's the best closer ever. Confirming Gina Haspel would send exactly the right signal to the intelligence community that if you're involved in torture, you'll get away. Oh wait, never mind. And the rest of the country about the importance of professional intelligence and service over self. We need that signal now more than ever.
Like, wow. I mean, what was this person smoking?
Service over self. So when she was,
even if that was true, why do we need that message now more than ever?
When she was giving the illegal order to destroy the evidence of the torture that she didn't think was morally wrong and that she thought she was legally allowed to do, she was actually putting America first because she didn't want those CIA operatives to have their identities leaked to the public, which would hurt America. It wasn't about covering up torture because, she helped commit torture and the CIA would, and by proxy, her would look terrible. No, the covering up was a selfless act. It was a selfless act. We should all do selfless acts like that. Just like that guy that was loading the Jews into the ovens, that was a selfless act is what that was. Because the smell and, the long hours.
Ooh, brutal.
It's long hours torturing the Jews. It was long hours, long, terrible, terrible hours. And the smell was awful. So that was a labor of love. Come on, give me a break.
Serious. That's a really rough parallel, but I mean, no, rough as in like hard to stomach, but
it's the truth. We literally became what we fought against in the 40s in the name of what?
Yeah, isn't that insane that like literally, I mean, not even 60 years ago, we were fighting communism,
the Nazis,
fighting communism, fighting fascism, and now we're just like jumping in feet first.
Yeah, well, because now you got like, well, communism's cool, bro, because, I mean, everything I learned about economics, I learned from my sociology professor.
Everything meaning all of the nothing that you learned about economics. Yep, good.
Me and my wife are actually having that conversation today. Like, where she comes from in Kenya, you learn economics for longer than 3 months. And the guy who teaches you economics is not also your health teacher and government and civics teacher.
Yeah. In America, you don't even necessarily learn it for 3 months. It's an elective credit.
No, it didn't used to be. When I was in school, it was a half credit you took your senior year. You took a half credit of geography and a half credit of economics.
Well, yeah, but you're old. They don't do that anymore.
Wow.
Honestly, though, I never took geography at all. It was never a requirement.
Yep. We had to take a half. If you wanted to graduate high school, you had to have a half credit of econ and a half credit in geography and a half credit in American government. And they rolled that American government and civics and everything all into one class.
Yeah, we took American government, but it was not. I mean, well, whatever it taught.
Well, yeah, it was a half credit, and basically they told you, they were like, so here's the 3 branches.
Here's how magical our government is. And
yeah, here's the 3
pay
branches.
no mind to the fact that what we're about to tell you bears no resemblance to the actual government we have.
Yeah.
Here's the 3 branches. Here's the Constitution. We're better than everyone. Here's the test. End of story.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I love how they teach that America is the only country with freedom. Well, besides the 46 other countries that are above us.
That are ranked above us.
That are ranked above us on the Freedom Index, yeah.
Please.
We're in the top 50 still.
Yeah.
We're in the top.
We just have to tax more people.
We're in the top 50 on press freedom.
If we just take away people's freedoms enough, I'm sure that we will get higher on this scale. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Just work our way up by taking freedom away.
Well, yeah, that's how this works. See, we have to.
Well, we could just redefine freedom to be, whatever we think it is.
Now you're thinking.
Yeah, but you have to destroy the free market to protect the free market. Remember? Isn't that what Bush said? Don't you remember that?
Yeah, I do. But I remember this other clip of some woman saying, sometimes you have to give up a little liberty to protect freedom.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, without the slightest hint of irony or understanding even what in the world she was talking about.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. All right, well, when we get back here, we're going to be talking about the probably the Bitcoin lawsuit, as well as a few other stories going on in the cryptocurrency industry. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with Crypto Hour here on Call to Freedom on LRN.FM in just a moment.
Went to see the captain, strangest I could find. Laid my proposition down, laid it on the line. I won't slay. Likewise, golden.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, May 1st, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.28 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,307 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $37, and the average price of Bitcoin is $8,928. Antiwar.com reports unnamed Iranian officials were quoted in the Tasnim news agency denying reports Monday that an overnight Israeli attack on Syria hit Iranian bases and killed mostly Iranians. They said the claims were baseless and that no Iranians were killed at all. The Israeli attacks began Sunday night with bunker-busting missiles hitting arms depots in Hama and Aleppo provinces. The strikes destroyed some 200 missiles and killed between 16 and 26 people, according to various accounts. Those accounts all claim the majority of the slain were Iranians. This discrepancy may be because Iran and Western media have different definitions of what constitutes an Iranian. Tasnim's comments appeared to make clear that none of the slain were Iranian military advisors who were deployed in Syria. Israel claims Iran has 80,000 fighters in Syria, though, and the vast majority of them aren't really Iranians. Rather, the habit has been to portray Shiite militia members supporting the Assad government as Iranians, even though large numbers are from Iraq, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. It may be that militia members were killed in the strike. The Israeli strikes were so big and caused such an explosion that they actually registered as an earthquake of 2.6 magnitude in Hama. Israel has yet to officially comment on the attack, which is not unusual. Syrian state media accused U.S. and British missiles of being fired during the salvo from Jordan. That appears not to have been the case, however. The Israeli strike may be less about targeting anything in particular than about testing their ability to keep attacking Syria. After the U.S.-led attack on April 13th, there was growing expectation that Russia would limit everyone's ability to strike Syria, including Israel's. Israeli Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman said over the weekend that freedom of action in attacking Syria was vital to Israel and that it would be maintained at any cost. This attack may amount to Israel attacking just to see what reaction, if any, they get from Russia. Russia is in the process of delivering S-300 missiles to Syria, which will greatly enhance their air defense capabilities. In addition to testing reaction, Israel may be also hitting a site they believe will be harder to hit when the S-300s arrive.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports former Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore filed a lawsuit on Monday claiming the women who accused him of sexual assault sought to defame him as part of a political conspiracy. The suit, jointly filed with his wife Kayla Moore, names 3 women who made accusations against Moore, including Lee Korfman, Beverly Young Nelson, and Tina Johnson as defendants, as well as 2 other people. The lawsuit claims Korfman, Nelson, and Johnson were the only women to accuse Moore of improper conduct and did so with the intent of derailing his Senate campaign.
Zencash is an end-to-end encrypted system with zero-knowledge technology over which communications, data, or value can be securely transmitted and stored. Zencash has one of the most distributed node systems of any cryptocurrency. Zencash is a platform for cryptocurrency and communications built by voluntarists for voluntarists, with the ideas of voluntary interaction being written into the white paper no less than half a dozen times. Learn more at zencash.com. Reuters reports Arizona school teachers vowed to continue their walkout over salaries and school funding on Tuesday as lawmakers considered a proposal advanced by the governor and legislative leaders for ending the latest in a string of statewide protests by U.S. educators. Arizona's strike has kept the vast majority of its 1.1 million school children out of classrooms since teachers walked off the job last Thursday. It follows similar walkouts by teachers in West Virginia, Kentucky, and Oklahoma that marked the first statewide U.S. teacher work stoppages since the 1990s. Thousands of red-clad Arizona teachers flocked to the state capitol in Phoenix for a third day on Monday to press the legislature for greater education spending as lawmakers opened talks on various state budget proposals. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey last week announced a deal with legislative leaders to raise teachers' pay by 20% by 2020, along with $371 million in new funding over the next 5 years for improvement in school infrastructure, new school buses, and upgrades to technology and curriculum. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
The FAA has issued a reminder that any plane can crash and kill you. Deputy FAA Administrator Serena Grant.
This year, there will be more flights than ever. Any one of them could blow up in the middle of the sky without warning. That's why we're asking all Americans to tell their families that they love them before taking off.
The agency also released a list of important questions to ask yourself or your seatmate during your flight, including, should the wing be doing that? What is that whirring noise? And do all planes shake this much? They're reminding passengers that even the smallest amount of turbulence could mean you're headed toward a sudden explosive death. While hurtling through the sky at unimaginable speeds in a steel coffin can feel like gambling with your life, the FAA says there are ways to regain the illusion of control.
If you're worried about crashing, why not switch your flight at the last second? It might just save your life. Or kill you, depending on which plane crashes.
And for those who aren't flying this holiday, the FAA has reminded everyone that a plane could fall out of the sky right on top of you at any moment.
This is the Onion News Network. The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold. Hold.
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. On the Call to Freedom.
All right, welcome back here to the Crypto Hour here on the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. It is me and Aria now, and well, the first story we're going to be covering for Crypto Hour is Bitcoin Jesus Roger Ver is possibly going to be sued.
We should start calling him Bitcoin Cash Jesus.
For defrauding Bitcoin investors. A group of cryptocurrency enthusiasts is well, okay, first of all, if you don't know Bitcoin Cash is not Bitcoin, then you're not a cryptocurrency enthusiast. Let's just start there. If you don't know that they're different, you're a noob. That's not.
Yeah.
You know,
I have to agree.
If you don't know that Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin are two different things, you're a noob. And if you buy not knowing that, then you're a dumb noob who doesn't research things before they spend their money. So before we even start the article, let me preface it with that. If you don't know Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash are not the same thing, you're a dummy or a noob. And if you put money into one thinking it was the other because you didn't know the difference, you're a dummy, you're a noob, and you're an idiot for putting money into something without properly researching it first. A group of cryptocurrency enthusiasts, oh, by the way, this comes from btcmanager.com. Cryptocurrency enthusiasts is considering filing a lawsuit against Bitcoin.com owner Roger Ver, claiming he deliberately misled novice investors by exploiting newbies' confusion between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, which forked off the original cryptocurrency in August of 2017. The potential class action lawsuit is being organized by Twitter user MoneyTrigs, who's the co-owner of CoinDaily.co. Lawsuit is being discussed in a Telegram chat room called Bitcoin.com lawsuit/victims, which anyone can join. The chat room already has more than 444 members. It's unclear how many of them, however, are there for the lawsuit. Well, I'm sure everybody's there for it. There's how many people are actually suing is the road. Hold on, I got the popcorn.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, ethically, they're right. I've criticized Bitcoin.com for that myself because Ver and Bitcoin.com, they do that. They intentionally obfuscate the issue and confuse people about Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. But there's nothing illegal about that. No one owns the name Bitcoin. I could call Ethereum Bitcoin if I wanted to. And if people, get confused and lose money because they don't know that when I say Bitcoin, I'm referring to Ethereum, that's their fault for not properly researching the person to whom they are listening.
For real, yo. Come on. Let's see here. Blaga. Ver, known as Bitcoin Jesus. I'm sorry, I couldn't say it and not laugh. Known as Bitcoin Jesus, was an early advocate and investor in Bitcoin startups. Previously backed the original Bitcoin, but has since become an outspoken advocate of its derivative, Bitcoin Cash. According to Wallet Investor, Ver is deliberately misusing the Bitcoin name on his website, Bitcoin.com, a hub that sells Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, to fool gullible investors into buying the wrong Bitcoin. Considering the site is named Bitcoin.com and is also a hub for selling Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and cloud mining contracts, this could potentially deceive novice investors and newcomers into buying the wrong Bitcoin. This is not the first time that cryptocurrency followers have trashed Ver's questionable marketing tactics. In February of 2018, Misha Gutentag, God bless you.
When you think about it, if Bitcoin Cash was Bitcoin, it wouldn't be necessary to say that.
Right.
You would just go, Bitcoin is Bitcoin.
Exactly.
So stop being an idiot, Ver. I mean, come on, you've taken this way too far. Time to grow up and be an adult.
Well, in February of this year, Misha Gutentag, a 2017 law school graduate from Yale, urged cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase to stop selling Bitcoin Cash for the same reason the group of potential litigants outlined above. Gutentag says Roger Ver is a con artist who committed consumer fraud through his unethical shilling of Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is marketing itself as Bitcoin, scamming consumers into thinking they're buying Bitcoin at a lower price. No, that's not true.
Well, hold on. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash isn't presenting itself as Bitcoin.
It's presenting itself as the original Bitcoin. And so is Bitcoin Core. They're both calling themselves the original blockchain, the original Bitcoin, the original intention of Bitcoin. All of these different words, but the ticker symbol is different. And again, no one is telling you to buy Bitcoin Cash because it's cheaper than Bitcoin or that it's discount Bitcoin. And that's what they're alleging. Consumers think that they're buying Bitcoin at super low prices. Then they're stupid and they're not researching what they're putting their money into. And I'm sorry, but there's no law against stupid people giving you their money. Unless it's a Ponzi scheme, and then that's totally against the law.
No, but I think the law is irrelevant here. I think Ver is being unethical and stubborn, and that no one should take him seriously as long as he's going to continue kicking that particular horse. But as far as legal action against him, I don't think there's a basis for anything. I mean, I know they'll try, and they'll probably be laughed out of the courtroom while the judge says, ha, now you want the government to say which one is really Bitcoin?
Yeah, well,
which is essentially what they want.
If you're trying to convince me, if you're trying to convince me that Roger, and because we go to Bitcoin.com's website all the time, if you're trying to convince me that Roger Ver is telling people that Bitcoin Cash is actually Bitcoin, on a philosophical level, I'll agree with you, because he is pushing it as philosophy, and Bitcoin's philosophy is what Bitcoin Cash has and mass adoption and all of that. And to that, I agree. Bitcoin Cash has the intent of Bitcoin more than Bitcoin Core, which now has become a store of value and investment and blah, 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 blah. Bitcoin Cash wants to be a currency. It wants to be used to buy and sell things as a part of the mass adoption movement. Bitcoin just wants to be a place for people to invest and pump the value up so that miners can make more money.
Yeah.
But if you're dumb enough, okay, in no place does Roger Ver say, this is discount Bitcoin. And that's what they're alleging, basically, is that Ver is telling people that if you buy Bitcoin Cash, that it's really just discounted Bitcoin. And that is not true.
Well, I'm not sure that most people will know the difference between Bitcoin Cash is Bitcoin on a philosophical level and people not knowing that Bitcoin Cash is Bitcoin is not meant literally.
Very true. Very true. We'll see before it's all over whether or not this holds water legally. There have been some really nasty comments back and forth. They've called Roger a scumbag, blah, 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 blah. But we're going to continue on with more crypto news when we get back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
I just heard the best sales pitch I've heard in a long time on an airplane. The flight attendant announced, "If you paid more than $75 for your round-trip ticket, you overpaid." This is brilliant because everybody on the flight paid more, and I was struck by how all the road warriors stopped typing and reading and working and looked up. The announcement invited us to apply for the airline's credit card, and the sign-up bonus, enough frequent flyer miles for a free round trip. Talk about turning lemons into lemonade. With some banks offering free credit cards, $75 is an outrage for an annual fee, but a bargain for airline tickets. For more tips on communicating more effectively, hit survivalspeech.com, where you can see how I got the CEO of another major airline to shower me with freebies. I'm Holland Cook.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom.
تستمتعون إلى The Crypto Hour على برنامج نداء للحرية.
Hey, everybody. My name is Carlos Matos, and I am coming from New York City, New York. Let me tell you guys that I am so excited. I am so happy. I am really so thrilled to be right now sharing this amazing, glorious, super, and exciting moment of my life with all of you guys. And let me tell you that we are really changing the world as we know it. The world is not anymore the way it used to be. No. Be
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. So glad BitConnect was never on our list of possible companies to approach for advertising.
I just love how excited that guy is.
I know. It's my favorite. Like, they've got to make more good crypto, like, remix type songs like this, because this is the best one I've found of any. You know, like, there's people out there.
It's like he did a bunch of ecstasy and just went out on stage.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God.
Somebody handed him a mic.
That's a scum. No, hold on. I'll send you the video and you can watch it when we're on commercial. It is hilarious, especially, like, knowing what we know about BitConnect now. It is the funniest thing ever. Anyway, we use that because it gives us the opportunity to bring up the fact that you really should be careful with what you put your money into when it comes to the cryptocurrency industry or any other place that you want to just put money. I mean, hello, it's money. Maybe you should know about what you're doing before you throw money at stuff. I mean, I know that seems like a crazy idea to some people, but to me, it's, common sense.
I mean, it is. One of the reasons I got out of reviewing video games was because so many people thought it was just totally okay to just throw $60 at a game they knew nothing about. And that because of that, we had to protect people from letting bad games end up on Steam. It was insane.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, here's another service that we offer. You see, I don't like violent interaction or interjection of anyone into the marketplace. If I want to sell Aria a bushel of apples, well, then it's none of your damn business what I'm going to charge for them or whether or not I washed them in lye soap before I passed them off to her. It's her responsibility as a consumer to find out what kind of pesticides I use or whether or not I grow organically. I'm sure private industries could come out and organizations could come out and verify whether or not that happened, but just don't like it when violent people get in the market. And unfortunately, with the drug war, there is no shortage of violent government agents involving themselves in the marketplace, and that's where the deep web comes in. Well, you see, Reddit pulled the plug on the r/darknet markets. And since then, deep web users have been starved of real-time information on trustworthy sites and vendors. Deep.web is one of the few remaining ClearNet portals where information on darknet markets can be found. Darknet markets were Bitcoin's first killer app, and to this day provide one of the most tangible uses for cryptocurrency. Without the darknet, this show probably wouldn't even be here. And it's no exaggeration to say that if it were not for deep markets, well, specifically the Silk Road, there's a chance that Bitcoin might have never even taken off. And at the very least, its adoption would have been greatly hindered. You see, VCs courting crypto crypto funds, entrepreneurs seeking to tokenize the world, startups putting improbable things on the blockchain, ICOs amassing Ether. None of this would have ever existed had a 20-something dropout named Ross Ulbricht not decided to sell psychedelic mushrooms and accept payment for them in Bitcoin. Silk Road is long gone, but the legacy of the original Dread Pirate Roberts, Ross Ulbricht lives on through its successors. Deep.web's comparison chart contains a breakdown of no less than 10 darknet markets, detailing the commission that they take and listing features such as multisig, two-factor authentication, and forced PGP. The deep web's most popular markets have made it to the top on account of their longevity, range of wares, and generally positive reviews. For those inclined to enter the deep web, the following marketplaces, well, they might be of interest to you. First is Dream Market, the deep web's oldest marketplace. Dream has been standing since 2013, which is eons in darknet terms. Exit scams and LE busts usually put paid to DMs in less than 12 months. And the fact that Dream is still standing attests to its robustness. It accepts Bitcoin Core, Bitcoin Cash, and Monero, and boasts 50,000 digital goods and 63,000 drug listings. In its other category contains designer watches, retro Air Jordans, 500-pound notes, credit card numbers, and hentai porn subscriptions. There's also a services section where you can purchase fake IDs or order YouTube dislikes on a video you particularly hate. And for 0.8 Bitcoin, you can disappear completely before emerging with an entirely new identity. Nice. Then after that, you've got Wall Street, riddled with vice and double dealing.
That statement really highlights the growth of Bitcoin in the last few years, considering that the first Bitcoin purchase was a pizza for 10,000 Bitcoin, and now it doesn't even take an entire Bitcoin to get an entirely new identity.
Yeah, that's right. Riddled with vice and double dealing, Wall Street is a den of iniquity. Its deep web namesake, on the other hand, is highly regarded. The site claims to have almost 3,000 vendors, 400,000 customers, and accepts Bitcoin and Monero. Wall Street has less wares than Dream, but more categories, including security and hosting, which can be found alongside fraud. Not everything that can be bought on the deep web is illicit. Just lots of things. You also have... Anyway, we've got plenty more in this list here. We're going to be covering the top 10 dark net markets. Goodness gracious. Dark net markets. When we get back here on the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. If you want to get involved in the conversation, please give us a call, 603-283-6160, or you can hit us up on discord.lrn.fm on our Discord call-in line. Let me scroll that over there so I can actually see it. And we've also got Skype, so you can hit us up on Skype at the listener line at LRN.FM studios. So stick around. More on the top 10 darknet markets when we get back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the fifth caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. LRN.fm now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You are listening to Call to Freedom's Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार के क्रिप्टो आवर को, जिसके प्रस्तुत करता है Helium.com.
Live from the Verticoin studio, this is the Call to Freedom. It's the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium. 4 to 7 here on LRN.FM. When you kill the faucet, you color-fied to get some free coins. This is the Call to Freedom.
That's right. It's the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio right here in beautiful, clean New Hampshire. And you know what? It's a beautiful crypto community up here. If you break down and get your car fixed, I mean, literally get your engine repaired for Bitcoin Dash or Bitcoin Cash. Are you hungry? Dozens of spots around town. Pizza, burgers, hot dogs, barbecue, tacos, Indian food. I mean, all of it. You want t-shirts? We got you. You want artwork? Taken care of. Soap? Done. Jams, jellies. I mean, this is just some of the stuff that's literally at the store that's right next to my house. I think they take 22 different cryptocurrencies. Yeah. So come up here, visit our crypto community. Aria, soon, hopefully, will be moving to our wonderful crypto community. There's an opportunity coming up very soon for you to come visit, though. You can join liberty-minded voluntarists, anarchists, activists, and libertarians here in New Hampshire from June 14th through June the 18th for Fork Fest 2018 at Rogers Campground in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire. Now, Fork Fest is a fork of other camping parties in the woods, and you're invited to come create whatever experience you'd like others to have. See, Fork Fest is totally decentralized. What that means is that nobody is in charge, so everyone's in charge. It's completely up to you to create what happens. Or, you know what? You can simply kick back, relax, go camping in the woods with some other great liberty lovers. Learn more and how you don't even need tickets at forkfest.party. While you're there, you can join the forum or the Telegram chat group. Again, that's forkfest.party. Come see us this summer. We're going to have a really good time. Now, just so you know, you can use the promo code CTF10 to get the tickets for the event after that. You can go to PorkFest. That's the event that comes after ForkFest. Same campground and everything. Same week. As a matter of fact, you won't even have to move. Come out, rent your campsite for the whole time, and be right there. Same campsite for both festivals. See speakers for both festivals, all for the same price. So use this promo code CTF10 if you've decided you want to come join us at PorkFest as well. We'll be broadcasting live from both events. So come on out and see us. Now, we've been talking about the darknet and some of the best darknet markets that you can go to. And one of them is Wall Street. And Wall Street's a little more, well, as its name would suggest, it's a little more high class. Then
they have hookers and blow.
And you can get your taxes done. Or they have an anti-fraud department. Who could have thought? Self-regulating cryptocurrency darknet marketplaces. Now, Point Marketplace. Point is formerly Tochka. It's a Russian darknet market that's been running since 2015. It has a number of innovative features, including dead drops, enabling vendors to leave goods at a location where the buyer can later collect it. And the site has less uptime than Wall Street and Dream, 90% versus 97% and 98% respectively, and has been offline for the past couple of days. Otherwise, Point's customer service is highly rated, and the site stocks all the usual goodies that you'd expect to find on the deep web. There are options on how to flee the country.
I don't like the focus on drugs and fake identities that so many of these deep web marketplaces seem to apparently have.
Well,
I mean, it's like the other people said, that it is mostly illicit stuff, but, you know, there are also, for some reason, old Air Jordans and stolen Rolexes. Which brings us right back to illicit, but it's not drugs.
They didn't say the Rolexes were stolen, just that they were vintage Air Jordans and some Rolexes. Now, before we go any further, let me make sure that everybody understands this, okay? If you're considering checking out any darknet marketplaces or anything like that, take precautions to preserve your anonymity. Buyers should also note that certain items may be illegal to purchase in your country or state, and other risks include the possibility of law enforcement surreptitiously taking over a site and using it as a honeypot to collect user information, as happened with Hansa. For cryptocurrency users who have no desire to transact on the deep web, then visiting a darknet market serves as sort of a pilgrimage, a reminder of where Bitcoin came from, and an acknowledgement that it was Vice that brought us here. Everyone involved in the cryptocurrency space today owes a huge debt of gratitude to Ross Ulbricht of the Silk Road and the darknet markets that it spawned. Ross now serving multiple life sentences for building a website where people could safely do things that used to get people shot doing in person. A marketplace kind of like what like Aria is talking about would be OpenBazaar. Now, OpenBazaar actually, oddly enough, is in the midst of a radical redesign. They originally launched in 2014, and I met the guys who launched it. I have an old OpenBazaar blue lapel pin that was made by our original co-host, Davi Barker, way back in 2014, a year before the show started. Now, it was originally launched to develop a Bitcoin-powered online market, kind of like, like maybe an eBay or an Amazon, but for cryptocurrency. Well, it kind of, really wasn't all that great. The developers got embroiled in the war in the scaling civil war and a couple of other things, and they're changing the vision. They're changing the vision completely. Before it was just Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is still the most widely used, I would say, cryptocurrency. But OpenBazaar has 11,000 listings of items to purchase with cryptocurrencies. Other coins are making their mark. OpenBazaar's 5,000 weekly users. There are around 1,122 listings for items to buy with Bitcoin Cash, the cryptocurrency that forked off of Bitcoin in 2017, plus a few dozen products being sold for privacy-oriented cryptocurrencies like Zcash. It also seems today that the OpenBazaar One the founders of OpenBazaar One, are ready to open their minds and platform to a whole new world of cryptocurrencies. Speaking to that outlet, OB1 co-founder Brian Hoffman told CoinDesk that the vision of OpenBazaar is to be, quote, the easiest, fastest way to start a business that accepts cryptocurrency and to buy or sell anything you want with cryptocurrency. On Twitter, Sanchez seconded that sentiment, saying, quote, OpenBazaar is supposed to be a free and open protocol for trade using cryptocurrencies, a way for cryptocurrencies and tokens to gain meaningful economic utility to acquire goods and services, and an entry point for people to earn and onboard. He added, quote, this vision cannot be limited to a single coin. Well, when we get back here, we'll continue on with more.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom, brought to you by Helium.com. Unasikiliza Crypto Hour inayohusu wito wa uhuru, imeletwa kwako na Helium.com.
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. So I'm broadcasting live right now from the Vertcoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, and I'm joined live via remote by the queen of crypto herself, Miss Aria DiMezzo from cryptocurrencycheck.org, and we've been talking about darknet markets. And, what are some of the best ones? Reddit no longer has the ability for you to go track down darknet markets like you used to be able to. So we're now going through news.bitcoin.com. And that brought us to OpenBazaar. Now, OpenBazaar is a little bit different. OpenBazaar isn't really darknet. OpenBazaar is an app, and it's kind of like Pinterest for cryptocurrency users. And they're in the middle of an overhaul, actually. CoinDesk actually got an opportunity to sit down with Brian Hoffman and with Mr. Rodriguez, both of whom I met at PorcFest, I believe it was, 2014, 2015, something like that. And great guys. I still have my blue OpenBazaar pin. Lapel pin that I got from them that year. Says here, at the start of the play, according to Hoffman, let's see here, what we got. They're launching a new token that they announced during a crypto conference, Token Summit, in December. And the team laid out some of its other plans in January after raising $5 million from investors like China-based crypto mining hardware giant Bitmain. During that time, OpenBazaar 1 mentioned a web and mobile app and a service to allow users to trade cryptocurrencies with each other. But that goal isn't just about making a pretty penny monetizing its services. Currently, it only makes money off affiliate links, but about facilitating broader engagement to encourage the type of communities seen on social media. We're trying to drive more adoption as a network, as a protocol, Hoffman said. It's kind of a longer-term play. And the start of that play, according to Hoffman, will happen later this month with the debut of a new section for swapping several types of cryptocurrency, including Litecoin and Zcash, person to person. Ultimately, the platform can be used with any cryptocurrency that supports a few key things like multi-signature wallets, and if it can be used as a transactional currency. Albeit OpenBazaar won't be able to support every coin right away, currently its aim is to facilitate person-to-person transactions without trading fees among the top-ranking cryptocurrencies. On top of that, once OpenBazaar's native crypto token, OBT, launches, users will be able to earn and use those. The launch of that isn't slated until Q4 of 2018, though, since the company must build the features necessary for earning. Those features take the form of several social media giants playbooks, allowing users to set up and post statuses to feeds similar to Twitter and Facebook, and create curation boards a la Pinterest. Creating sought-out curation boards or having popular posts will earn you OBT. And in this way, OpenBazaar is using the token to incentivize activity on the platform. You don't need the token to operate OpenBazaar necessarily, but you can earn crypto by helping make the network better. After OBT launches, OpenBazaar plans on taking its multi-currency outlook one step further next year, offering support for Ethereum and Ethereum tokens. There's somewhere you can spend your WAM, maybe. Even crypto collectibles such as CryptoKitties and other digital pets. One of my biggest regrets is not realizing the awesomeness of Ethereum and other projects and dApps because I was blinded by Bitcoin maximalism, Sanchez tweeted. And with this, the team hopes to attract more people across a variety of cryptocurrency communities. There's no reason to block those people out, says Hoffman. So OpenBazaar is going to be it's like eBay, Amazon, eBay, Pinterest, mostly homemade items. There's no.
It sounds kind of like Craigslist, really.
You can buy music from artists, so like Tatiana Ali could list her CD there, and you could buy her CD for $11 or whatever. Clothing, art, jewelry. You can rent a B&B. You can buy international goods. You can buy my daughter has handmade bonnets. You can buy stuff like that there. You can buy local goods here in New Hampshire. Excuse me, by the way, my sinuses are out of control today. Here in New Hampshire, honey is expensive. So expensive. And it really only comes in one kind. And I love sourwood honey. And I can buy it uber cheap in Tennessee. So I can just hop on OpenBazaar and buy it with some Verge and have it shipped to my house. Bada bing, bada boom. If I got to pay the higher price, I get to get the exact kind of honey that I want and have it shipped here from 1,200 miles away. You got to admit, man, crypto's pretty cool.
It definitely is. I mean, sending money around the world instantly is cool no matter what.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, thinking about the logistics of that just, 50 years ago, it would have been unheard of. You would have had to have actually taken the physical currency.
5 years ago.
Well, 5 years you could have done it, through banking and checks and all that, and debit cards, credit cards.
You could have done it with Bitcoin 5 years ago. Never mind. 10 years ago. Well, we just got a few months ago. Guy in Pakistan passes away. His son says, you know what? I want to do something good in his name. Sent me the Ethereum to put a new floor in the masjid, in the interfaith kitchen.
Well, congratulations.
Put it right in. He sent it to me, went on Changely, flipped it to Bitcoin, take it from there, local Bitcoin, cash, boom, paid for, installed the floor. Nice new floor. You couldn't have done that before. It would have taken weeks. To transfer the money to put a new floor in a kitchen from Pakistan, first of all, you would have had to fill out forms in triplicate with NSA and the FBI on whether or not they even wanted to consider giving you the money. If they didn't just intercept it and decide, you know what? We've decided we're keeping this because 9/11. Hello.
Well, I don't know much about that. I mean, there are a lot of aspects to it, but certainly sending money from Pakistan to a mosque in America would not have been this easy.
No way, man. No way. And not only that, but we were able to get a premium so we could buy nicer floors because we sold it on local Bitcoin, which gave us an extra 3%.
Interesting.
So, I mean, we were even able to get the nicer, we were even commenting on that like we bought the flooring was bought. We had two donors. One was the flooring that we bought and the other was the flooring that another donor bought. And they were supposed to go somewhere else. And what happens? What happens? We end up getting the floor with the floor that we get with the crypto because we were able to get an extra 3%. It's slip resistant, nastiness resistant. It doesn't get dirty. You don't slip and slide all over it. I mean, it's the same company, but we were able to get the higher quality flooring. That's awesome. I mean, come on, dude. I am loving me some crypto industry. All right, guys. Well, when we get back, we're going to continue on with the biggest news stories today, and of course, ending with a little cannabis news. We get back here on the Call to Freedom, LRN.FM.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment walking down the street to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, May 1st, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.28 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,307 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $37, and the average price of Bitcoin is $8,928. Antiwar.com reports unnamed Iranian officials were quoted in the Tasnim news agency denying reports Monday that an overnight Israeli attack on Syria hit Iranian bases and killed mostly Iranians. They said the claims were baseless and that no Iranians were killed at all. The Israeli attacks began Sunday night with bunker-busting missiles hitting arms depots in Hama and Aleppo provinces. The strikes destroyed some 200 missiles and killed between 16 and 26 people, according to various accounts. Those accounts all claim the majority of the slain were Iranians. This discrepancy may be because Iran and Western media have different definitions of what constitutes an Iranian. Tasnim's comments appeared to make clear that none of the slain were Iranian military advisors who were deployed in Syria. Israel claims Iran has 80,000 fighters in Syria, though, and the vast majority of them aren't really Iranians. Rather, the habit has been to portray Shiite militia members supporting the Assad government as Iranians, even though large numbers are from Iraq, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. It may be that militia members were killed in the strike. The Israeli strikes were so big and caused such an explosion that they actually registered as an earthquake of 2.6 magnitude in Hama. Israel has yet to officially comment on the attack, which is not unusual. Syrian state media accused U.S. and British missiles of being fired during the salvo from Jordan. That appears not to have been the case, however. The Israeli strike may be less about targeting anything in particular than about testing their ability to keep attacking Syria. After the U.S.-led attack on April 13th, there was growing expectation that Russia would limit everyone's ability to strike Syria, including Israel's. Israeli Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman said over the weekend that freedom of action in attacking Syria was vital to Israel and that it would be maintained at any cost. This attack may amount to Israel attacking just to see what reaction, if any, they get from Russia. Russia is in the process of delivering S-300 missiles to Syria, which will greatly enhance their air defense capabilities. In addition to testing reaction, Israel may be also hitting a site they believe will be harder to hit when the S-300s arrive. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports former Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore filed a lawsuit on Monday claiming the women who accused him of sexual assault sought to defame him as part of a political conspiracy. The suit, jointly filed with his wife Kayla Moore, names 3 women who made accusations against Moore, including Lee Korfman, Beverly Young Nelson, and Tina Johnson as defendants, as well as 2 other people. The lawsuit claims Korfman, Nelson, and Johnson were the only women to accuse Moore of improper conduct and did so with the intent of derailing his Senate campaign. Zencash is an end-to-end encrypted system with zero-knowledge technology over which communications, data, or value can be securely transmitted and stored. Zencash has one of the most distributed node systems of any cryptocurrency. Zencash is a platform for cryptocurrency and communications built by voluntarists for voluntarists, with the ideas of voluntary interaction being written into the white paper no less than half a dozen times. Learn more at zencash.com. Reuters reports Arizona school teachers vowed to continue their walkout over salaries and school funding on Tuesday as lawmakers considered a proposal advanced by the governor and legislative leaders for ending the latest in a string of statewide protests by U.S. educators. Arizona's strike has kept the vast majority of its 1.1 million school children out of classrooms since teachers walked off the job last Thursday. It follows similar walkouts by teachers in West Virginia, Kentucky, and Oklahoma that marked the first statewide U.S. teacher work stoppages since the 1990s. Thousands Thousands of red-clad Arizona teachers flocked to the state capitol in Phoenix for a third day on Monday to press the legislature for greater education spending as lawmakers open talks on various state budget proposals. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey last week announced a deal with legislative leaders to raise teachers' pay by 20% by 2020, along with $371 million in new funding over the next 5 years for improvement in school infrastructure, new school buses, and upgrades to technology and curriculum. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
This is the Onion Week in Review. A report released this week by the Brookings Institution found that the U.S. currently has enough chairs and that there is no urgent need to produce any new ones for the time being. Researchers confirmed through overwhelming evidence that there is absolutely no shortage of chairs, citing in their findings the sheer number of armchairs, folding chairs, bar stools, Adirondack chairs, swivel chairs, lazy boys, and rocking chairs already in existence.
Our research shows that even in a place where there seems not to be enough chairs, a quick investigation will find 1 or 2 chairs just over in the next room. Basically, as far as chairs go, I'd like to reiterate that we have a very good number of them and could just use those.
And in this week's local news, the guy in front of you is ordering for an entire construction crew. In other news, a local police department reduces costs by using the same evidence for every investigation. Voters are clamoring to hear if a female political candidate is a mother first, and a whitewater rafting trip in which a friend drowned is still pretty fun.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.FM.
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. So, you know what? It's another beautiful day in the crypto community of Keene, New Hampshire here. And we've been broadcasting. We were talking earlier about some of the better places in the dark web to darknet marketplaces, better yet. But that was Crypto Hour, and now Crypto Hour is over, and we are on... Well, we're on to Reason.com, and an article. We talk about immigration here a lot, and we also talk about social justice warriors and their hypocrisy when dealing with issues their love only going and willingness only going up to certain points that fall within specific political parameters. So I wanted to make sure that nobody got the wrong impression and realize you conservatives and right-wingers out there, you guys are the same, just so you know. Like, just in case anybody forgot for a minute, we think that there are 2 butt cheeks and they're feeding the entire country one big turd. But it's all coming from the same colon. Powell. Now, this is from Reason. It says, conservatives are weeping over the plight of Britain's baby Alfie. And they are. But where are their tears for border families being torn apart by Trump's administration?
And why are only conservatives weeping over this? I mean,
because
are liberals so hung up on abortion that they don't care that another baby that is actually born is dying?
No, they're so hung up on single-payer healthcare and socialized medicine is awesome. Oh, except for let's not talk about the fact that babies die because of it, because then that's uncomfortable. Like, we'll just ignore. We won't talk about. The left can't talk about Alfie because then the left will feel bad, and then they'll have to rethink their ideas about socialized medicine.
Or they could just go to the cry closet.
Well, this author asked the question, does their commitment to family values stop at the Rio Grande's edge? See, social conservatives in America have been appalled that the British government wouldn't let the Catholic parents of Alfie, the 2-year-old boy who was suffering from a degenerative neurological disorder, to make a last-ditch effort to save him, despite the fact that the Pope was willing to fly them to the Vatican and cover all of the treatment costs. Why did the government refuse the pleas of Alfie's parents? Well, because medical authorities told it that this wouldn't be in the baby's best interest, and of course, they are rational, and Alfie's parents are Catholic zealots, and therefore incapable of putting the baby's well-being ahead of the dictates of their primitive Bronze Age religion. Well, the National Review's David French rightly pointed out that there's something deeply barbaric and tyrannical, not civilized, about a society that entrusts life and death decisions to the impersonal, soulless, faceless instruments of the state, rather than the mothers and fathers with vested interests in their child's well-being. This ought to bother every decent human being of every political and religious persuasion, especially liberals who don't think any regulation is too onerous if it saves even a single life. Yet, as French's colleague, Ramesh Ponnuru, noted, there had been no noticeable outrage from liberals over Alfie's parents not being allowed to save him, even though it wouldn't have cost British taxpayers a single shilling or a pence. But the same token, where's the conservative outrage over what their own government's been doing to parents and children of border families? I asked that question personally, and the authors asked that question this week in the magazine The Week. See, for months now, the Trump administration has been literally kidnapping children from parents arriving at the border in search of asylum and sending them off to prison-like detention camps thousands of miles away. In one particularly egregious case, authorities seized the 7-year-old daughter of a mother fleeing violence in the Congo without offering her any explanation. They dispatched her little girl to a Chicago camp while holding the mother in San Diego. Nor is this an isolated incident. The New York Times investigation a few weeks ago found that there are more than 700 cases of parents and children being separated just since October, including 100 of children under the age of 4. Yet what have family values conservatives had to say about this? Not one damn word, that's what. National Review's never been crazy about immigration. In fact, hostility to immigrants has been its signature issue forever. However, even it should recognize not everyone is fair in its war on immigration. Not everything is fair in its war on immigration. Family values don't, after all, stop at the Texas border. I'm just absolutely sickened by the fact that the state can tell a family, we know better than you. I'd be in prison. I'm sorry. I'd be in prison right now.
I mean, yeah, it's especially bad in the UK because, I mean, they're on an island. If the state doesn't let you leave, I mean, if they, set up guns and say, no, you can't leave, and then you're kind of stuck there.
Oh, they lined police officers in the doorway to prevent the parents from taking the child out of the hospital so that it could die. They took the child off life support, and he suffered, struggling to breathe for 17 days.
Oh my God!
The state tortured a child, a baby,
and the parents
for 17 days. Oh, I'm sorry, man. The left doesn't give a damn about the parents in any situation, unless it's them. These parents are white Catholics.
What is wrong with the UK?
What's wrong with Americans that want it here? What's wrong with American liberals who haven't said a single word? Where are you at? We were told when Obama was talking about the awesomeness of socialized medicine, the death panels and the state deciding who lives and dies in other countries was a mythology. Paranoia, insanity, tinfoil hat craziness. Tell me now. Oh, wait. You guys are real quiet all of a sudden. You guys are over here about Stormy Daniels. You know, I mean, the president put his Richard in some lady. And then lied about it.
Because they suddenly care about where people are putting their genitals, is worth pointing out.
Oh, my God, right? Oh, my God. This is just, it's their opportunity to get revenge for Clinton. That's what it is.
Yeah, but Trump
Bill
wasn't
Clinton put his
governor
little William,
at the time.
Bill Clinton put his little William in everything with two legs that walked in front of him. And we didn't need to worry about the president's
life goals,
the president's personal life. But now Trump covered up an affair that he had. I mean, come on, man. It's like people didn't know Trump was sleeping around. Come on. We all knew this. But I guess to the mainstream media, something that everybody knows and has known since the 80s is suddenly news.
Should you be able to earn an honest living free from senseless government interference? The Institute for Justice thinks so. That's why we've spent years defending hard-working men and women from pointless government regulations. Nationwide, IJ has created opportunity by reducing government power. But there is still more work to be done. Visit our website today at ij.org. Let IJ take care of the government so you can take care of your business.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with AgristHosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to AgristHosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's AgristHosting.com.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom.
Live on LRN.fm. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.fm.
Disclaimer. When I die, I want to be put into orbit around Earth in a flying kick position. This is my dream. My dream. My dream. My dream. My dream. This is my dream.
All right. Welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And, we have been talking about some rather disturbing things in the government. It started with a discussion of this young man named Alfie. And not a young man, young child, about 2 years old. And basically, he was killed by the government. He was killed by a disease that the government stood in the way of his parents taking him out of government-sponsored healthcare to get treated. And the question is asked, with so many conservatives outraged about this attack on a family, where is their outrage for stories like this? February 20th, a young woman named Miriam arriving at the Texas border carrying an 18-month-old baby. They'd fled their home in Honduras through a cloud of tear gas. She told border agents that her story and that she and her son needed protection from the political violence there. She hoped that she and her son would find refuge together. Instead, agents ordered her to place her son in the back of a government vehicle. She said later in a sworn declaration to federal court. They both cried as the boy was driven away. Because you see, that's what they did to my Irish ancestors as we got off the boat. They separated my great-great-great-grandmother, Sarah, from her mother and raised her in Boston and shipped my great-great-great-great-grandmother to Indiana. Oh, wait, no, that's totally not what happened.
No, but they weren't very fair to your Irish ancestors either.
No, they weren't, but they didn't separate women from their children and ship one to Chicago and the other to San Diego. For months, Congress has been trying to find some answers about how many families are being separated as they're processed at stations along the southwest border, in part because the Trump administration has said that it was considering taking parents from their children as a way to deter people from attempting to immigrate. Are you disgusted yet?
Yeah, that's horrifying.
But we need to be outraged. Let's be outraged about Alfie, which we aren't paying for, which is literally on the opposite side of the Atlantic Ocean. Conservatives will be mad about that. But and liberals won't. Right? But if it happens right here,
right?
If it happens right here, it's the opposite. Liberals get mad, conservatives couldn't care less. Matter of fact, they cheer it on.
Well, I think we're hitting on to the root issue here, which is that, you know, in the UK, they're white, so conservatives care. And they don't care about the Mexicans because they're not. Meanwhile, liberals do the exact opposite. They don't care about the baby because he's white. And they care about the Mexicans
because they love socialized
not.
medicine, and acknowledging that socialized medicine killed this child doesn't fit their political view either.
Yeah, but they would have to not place very much value onto the life of the child to care about it in the first place.
I don't believe conservatives give a rat's bucket of piss for this kid, Alfie. I think it's the same thing as the liberals. They see it as an opportunity to point and say, hey, look at that. Socialist medicine's bad. And because they can do that, liberals are like, what? Did you hear about Stormy Daniels? Did you watch the Michelle Wolf video? No, I'm sorry. I'm a human being with a soul who doesn't need everything to be political. I mean, I may do it for a living, but I still am a human being. When I see a child suffering and dying because the state says it's appropriate, I have the ability to look at that and not say, oh, look, no, the state's killing a kid. I don't care how they're doing it, whether they're dropping bombs under Obama, dropping bombs under Trump, or denying them health care. It doesn't matter to me. Government's killing children. That's what matters to me. And to these people, it's just a political point. That's all it is. It's a political point. This little boy and his death and suffering is a political point for both sides. And even here, the things that are happening with these families that are being separated, the left only wants to pay lip service to it.
I mean, the idea of separating parents from their children and putting one on one train and sending them to one camp and sending the parents to another camp.
Who did that?
Is so horrific that I honestly can't believe that's happening in the United States.
What political regime used to separate parents from their children, load them into vehicles, and ship them to different places hundreds or thousands of miles away from each other to be detained without... Who did that? Damn. Huh.
It must have been Obama.
Well, actually, in truth, it was...
For the greater good.
First, it was the United Kingdom, truthfully, during the Boer War. And then it was
also us during World War II.
And
Japanese.
us, yes, and us during World War II. And Hitler during World War II. And the king of King Leopold in the Congo War before that. So...
And Papa Joe.
Papa Joe, that's right. Papa Joe as well. So, yeah. Heroes of Western culture. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Now, the Trump administration has suggested publicly in the past that they were indeed considering using the kidnapping of children by state officials as a deterrence policy. Last year, John Kelly, President Trump's chief of staff, floated the idea while serving as Homeland Security Secretary. If approved, the plan would have closed detention facilities that are designed to house families altogether and replace them with only separate shelters for adults and children. The White House supported the move and convened a group of officials from several federal agencies to consider its merits. But the Department of Homeland Security has said the policy was never adopted. Well, not officially, at least. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say...
It sounds like it was most definitely adopted.
If there's 700 kids that this has happened to in a year, that's... Quit blowing smoke up my butt and pissing on my head and telling me it's raining outside. That's adoption. That's adoption. When we get back here, we're going to continue on with this and more from the government that will outrage you as well. On the Call to Freedom, LRN.
Officials for the Centers for Disease Contraction and Preservation held a press conference urging all Americans to suck on as many doorknobs as possible.
This flu season, the Center for Disease Contraction is recommending that all Americans, regardless of age or health condition, find a doorknob in a high-traffic area, wrap their mouths around it, and vigorously lick and suck it until they contract an illness. We recommend sucking doorknobs covered in a visible film of human hand grease. But the fact is, sucking on any doorknob can increase the likelihood of exposing yourself and your family to deadly pathogens by as much as 450%.
An instructional video released on the CDC's website showcases the proper method for sucking doorknobs while also providing tips for projecting all sneezes and coughs outward, sharing used Kleenexes and toilet paper with as many people as possible, eating 3 meals a day from local garbage cans, and dozens of other easy bacteria-spreading activities.
This is the Onion News Network.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Juicy Juice, 100% juice, providing a full serving of fruit in every 4 ounces. Visit us at juicyjuice.com. When it comes to nutrition, kids need both fruits and vegetables every day to stay healthy and grow. For the ideal mix, your kid should have at least 1.5 cups of any veggie or 100% veggie juice, and 1 cup of any fruit or 100% fruit juice a day. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Hey guys, Mark Claire here, lionsofliberty.com, where we strive to advance the ideas of liberty daily. We bring you the Morning Roar. That's right, every Monday to Friday we'll have a brand new edition of the Morning Roar, where we provide a roundup of some news stories that you may not find in the mainstream media or even in your typical social media newsfeed. We find stories that relate to the ideas of liberty and provide you with our liberty perspective on them. Every Monday, we have our longest-running feature, Mondays with Murray, named after the great libertarian Murray Rothbard, where we'll examine an article or an excerpt from his works and help convey his view, along with our little spin as well. We wrap it all up every Friday with Felony Friday, where our own John Odermatt goes out and takes a look at some sort of felony. There's felonies committed every day, you know, whether it's a felony committed by the police, a politician, or even an average citizen. You can find all of this and so much more over at lionsofliberty.com. Advancing the ideas of liberty daily.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.fm.
This song goes out to Jerry Garcia and Bob Marley. All my friends are stoners, lighting up all of the time. Everybody has a mason jar. Can you guess what I put in mine?
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio right here in Keene, New Hampshire. And we've been talking about, we started out with, oh, Lord, Aria, how did we get here? Oh, conservatives. Just, they're using this young child in the United Kingdom that died for political points. And yes, it's true. This proves your point about death panels and all that. But honest to God, I don't think you would care otherwise, because you don't care about these things happening directly under your nose. 700 children being separated from their parents by the president that you elected. Your support. You love this guy, conservatives out there. And you're like, I'm family, blah, 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 smoke out my ass because I don't really believe any of this nonsense, blah, 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 blah. But, you've got 700 children separated as soon as they cross the border as a deterrent. We're literally taking children away from their mothers, pulling babies off of the breast as a way to harm them. We want to hurt, and the administration is open. I want to hurt these children to convince the parents not to come here. That is disgusting. This is America now? This is America, where an administration can openly brag that it plans to target children as a way to deter adults. I don't want you coming across the border, Mr. Honduran, so I'm going to hurt your 2-year-old to make sure you don't want to come here. If you come here, we will put your child in a concentration camp to show you how much better we are. That your country's not sending us the best of its people. We're going to show you that we only elect the best of our people by locking children in concentration camps.
Yeah, the ones who escape to, outside of the concentration camp get to stay, right? Is that how it goes?
They get to be arrested and held indefinitely without charge until they can find a way to send them back to whatever country they came from. See, children removed from these families, they're taken to shelters run by non-governmental organizations, and their workers seek to identify a relative or guardian in the U.S. who can take over the child's care. But see, most of these kids...
Why couldn't the parent have just done that?
Well, most of these kids, they don't have families in the U.S., and if no adults are available, then the child can languish in custody indefinitely. Operators of these facilities say they are often unable to locate the parents of separated children because the children arrive without any proper records. And once they've been entered into the system, there is no process to determine whether they've been separated from someone who was legitimately their parent, or for even reuniting the parents and children who'd been separated. This was relayed by a Border Patrol official who was not authorized to discuss the agency's policies publicly, because those who were had no comment. The idea of punishing parents who are trying to save their children's lives, punishing children for being brought to safety by their parents by separating them, is fundamentally cruel and un-American. It really, to me, is just a horrific Sophie's choice for a mother. Miriam has pinballed across Texas. She's been held various times at 3 other detention centers, and she's part of a lawsuit that's been filed by the ACLU on behalf of many immigrant parents seeking to prohibit family separation at the border. Her son's name, along with Miriam's surname...
I can't believe that a lawsuit is necessary for that.
Yes. Her son's name, along with Miriam's...
You'd think you wouldn't have to tell people, hey, don't separate families.
Well, they took that out of the immigration thing. Like that, it used to be in the immigration.
Conservatives took it out.
Trump's administration had it taken out. Yes. A New York liberal, but
so
still,
from now on,
conservative now.
Anytime they bring up family values, we can bring up that.
Isn't it funny that if you were a New York liberal in the 90s, you're a Trump conservative in the 2010s? Isn't that kind of funny? If you were a Clinton, if you were a New York liberal in the 90s, the left has moved so far to the left that what used to be the left is now the right.
Oh my God.
What used to be the left is now the right. That's insanity.
And they think that the reason they lost is that they're not far left enough.
It says here, a declaration filed in this case said that Miriam was never told why her son was being taken. And since February, the only word that she's received about him has come from a case manager at the facility in San Antonio where he's being held. Her son asked about her and cries all the time, the caseworker said, adding that the boy had developed an ear infection and a cough. I had no idea.
And trauma.
I had no idea.
That will scar him his entire life.
Mental trauma. Oh yeah, and they'll blame it on the fact that he's an immigrant when he grows up to rob a bank. No. Couldn't possibly be that he was separated by government. Oh, he grew up to be in La Raza and did some anti-government crazy terrorism in 2035. Well, I wonder why.
Oh no, blowback doesn't exist.
I wonder why. You separated an infant from their child, and then it got sick. The government kept it in a concentration camp for over a year. And then, who knows what happens after that? No, I wouldn't have a deep-seated hatred of the American government for the rest of my entire life if that happened. No, that's unreasonable. It's unreasonable to hate the American government. They only do good things, and they only do those things for your own good. Even if it's shooting you in the face, even if it's kidnapping your children and putting them in concentration camps, whatever America does for you, it does for your own good. And if you're too stupid to know that, then move to Somalia. Or North Korea.
You can become a victim of its foreign policy.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can go be a victim of America's foreign policy. She says, I had no idea that I would be separated from my child for seeking help. I'm so anxious to be reunited with him. See, protecting children at the border is complicated because there have indeed been instances of fraud. Tens of thousands of migrants arrive there every year, and those with children in tow are released into the United States more quickly than adults who come alone because of restrictions on the amount of time that minors can be held in custody. Some migrants have admitted that they brought their children not only to remove them from danger in such places as Central America and Africa, but also because they believed it would cause authorities to release them from custody sooner. Well, I would hope so. Anyway, well, you know what? I don't think we really need to do a whole lot more of this. You guys get the point. You should be really pissed off right now because of what your government's doing. And when we get back, our cannabis news is not going to be any better. So don't get your hopes up that we're going to be getting into happy-go-lucky stoner. Nope. It's more bad news when we get back here on The Call to Freedom.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin, but imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Let's focus our discussion first on marijuana, okay? Marijuana has a very distinct smell, okay? I'm going to pass around just a little tiny bit, and I want you all to take a smell so you know when someone is smoking marijuana near you.
Welcome back here to the final segment of this live broadcast on this Wednesday afternoon on your drive home from work of Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio right here in our beautiful little crypto community in Keene, New Hampshire. And you know what, guys? There was no good news to be heard in the third hour, unfortunately. And I hate to tell you this, but for our cannabis news, it really isn't getting any better. This story was updated today. It says, in a decision likely to add to the legal confusion around cannabidiol, that's CBD, in the United States, a federal appellate court in California has rejected an industry challenge to a DEA rule that effectively outlawed CBD. So courts have rejected this challenge, meaning CBD is still federally illegal. The rule, which the DEA published in 2016, established a new controlled substances drug code for marijuana extracts, putting even hemp-derived extracts on the same restrictive Schedule I category as psychoactive THC. In doing so, the new rule set the stage for a wave of raids on CBD retailers and related businesses. While the DEA has said the rule change was an administrative move aimed at better tracking extracts and complying with international drug control treaties, critics worry it could pose an existential threat to the nation's burgeoning hemp industry and restrict patient access to CBD, the medically promising and non-intoxicating cannabinoid. Now, under federal law, hemp is defined as cannabis sativa with less than 0.3% THC. Anything with more THC is marijuana. As such, CBD oil from hemp was commonly thought to fall outside of Schedule I. But the 2016 DEA rule defined a cannabis extract as containing one or more cannabinoids that has been derived by any plant of the genus Cannabis. And I reiterate that any substance, quote, will continue to be treated as Schedule I. Immediately, lawyers for the industry filed a challenge, and the Hemp Industry Association and other hemp-related businesses argued that the DEA overstepped its rulemaking authority by taking an action that directly added cannabis extracts and specifically CBD to the Controlled Substances Act without action from Congress. Because, you know, that's the law. Well, petitioners cited a 2004 appellate decision that said the DEA has no authority to regulate drugs that were not explicitly scheduled and that parts of the plant are exempt from the definition of marijuana. On top of that, the hemp businesses claimed the 2014 Farm Bill included a provision allowing certain states to allow hemp cultivation through pilot projects, barring federal law enforcement agencies, including the DEA, from interfering. On Monday, however, a Ninth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals panel rejected that petition for review. So for now, the DEA rule remains in place. Bob Hoban of Hoban Law Group, a Denver-based attorney who represented the industry in the challenge, said that he was disappointed by the ruling. Quote, given the pervasive confusion and irreconcilable conflicts of the law that have been led to product seizures, arrests, and criminal charges against those involved in the lawful hemp industry, the petitioners believe that the final rule must be invalidated, absent the court clarifying and further resolving these conflicts and their severe consequences. Part of the court's decision rested on a technicality. You see, because none of the parties to the petition filed comments during the DEA rulemaking process, the court wrote. That means they're not eligible to challenge the final rule.
Oh my God. So, if you don't speak up in time, keep your mouth shut?
Yes.
Don't you just love our government?
Well, because, I mean, you and I knew that we had, hey, Daryl, you work for a lobby group. Did you know that when the DEA does something, that you have the right to send you can send your opinion to them, and it can have an effect on whether or not they schedule a drug, and that if you don't do that before they make the rule, you don't get to complain later.
All right, so there's a lot to sort of unwrap about what you just said.
It sounds like the DEA functions the same way as like the Planning Commission.
So,
or like picking what you're going to go eat for dinner.
No, so there's a lot to unwrap about what you just said, Will, and some of it is accurate and some of it is not. So every federal agency, when they're getting ready to either add a new regulation or repeal an existing regulation, there's some kind of open comment period where They make it rather difficult for anyone to actually officially send in a comment. But that doesn't mean that after they decide whatever they do, that nobody is allowed to say anything. You can say whatever you want to say.
But what the judge is saying is that if
But
you
the government's
don't
going to ignore it.
Yeah, if you don't say anything during that comment period, you
Even if you do say something during the comment period, they're going to ignore it.
It's so true.
Well, no, what the judge is saying is that since they didn't...
The judge is an idiot. Hold on.
They now don't have a right to petition against the
Daryl's
rule later.
point is spot on, though. I mean, the government was going to ignore the comments anyway.
There was a lawsuit by a group called the We the People Foundation back in, I think it was 2005, 2006, where they filed several petitions for redress of grievance, which is one of the things that the First Amendment supposedly recognizes, and they never got responses. They filed a lawsuit, and the Supreme Court, by refusing to hear the suit, issued a ruling that says, while you have the right to petition, there is no obligation that any government agency answer your petition. So even if you do file something during this period, it doesn't mean they're going to read what you filed. It doesn't mean that it's going to influence their decision. So I can sit here and bitch and complain about whatever decision they made. Now, from a legal standpoint, the judge might be correct of you don't have standing to bring this because you did not XYZ. But that doesn't mean that as a taxpayer, as an American, as a human, I am not allowed to express an opinion. So, Will, you're saying two conflicting things about, is the judge saying these people are not allowed to say something, they will go to jail for saying it.
Nor was the article implying that people had to shut up.
And neither did the article. Chill out. I said that the judge says that if you don't file that complaint before the rule is made, then shut up about it. You don't have a right to complain about it later in a court of law.
Okay,
because
so
the judge
you don't
won't
have standing
it.
to bring the suit, and you cannot say something or not the same thing.
Well, that's why you put in a court of law on the end of the sentence instead of, like, are you adding grammatical points and commas and apostrophes to my sentences before I finish them? Because I say the whole sentence and end it with "in a court of law," and you're talking about like protesting in the street, which has nothing to do with a court of law. The judge is saying if you don't...
The judge is saying you don't have standing.
You don't...
Period, end of sentence.
We won't see the case at all.
Right, that's you don't have standing.
Well, that's BS, though.
Dude, welcome to the American justice system, to where the judge determines that nobody has standing if he doesn't want them to have standing.
Well, since the groups have they've challenged the rule for their part, and they argued that a comment submitted by a private citizen raised the same concerns. The court, however, was unpersuaded, writing that, quote, neither this comment nor any other raised with sufficient clarity petitioner's current arguments that the final rule scheduled a new substance. Because it didn't schedule, it was saying we're scheduling CBD now. So they're just being like, but that's part of marijuana, and marijuana was already scheduled, so it's the same because we say so. Even though hemp and marijuana are not the same thing.
Right, but you get CBD from the cannabis plant, not from the hemp plant.
Yeah, they said they're getting it from hemp now as well. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. Don't go anywhere, though, because Free Talk Live is coming up next.
Does this ever happen to you? Moments after you're introduced to someone, you forget his or her name. It's a common faux pas you'll want to avoid, especially if you're a job seeker. And even if you're not, here's a tip. As you are being introduced, and while you're still shaking hands, smiling, and making eye contact, say the person's name aloud. Not only does that make a deposit in your memory bank, it acknowledges the other person. And that is more than a nuance, as is maintaining eye contact. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. Cutting through the clutter rather than blending into the blah, blah, blah will help you connect better no matter what the conversation. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be